in track and field doing track and field things. Because this totally makes sense. Ryan Crouser's farthest shot put in history doesn't count as world record. So the world record is not a world record. Does the mark still count? Or is it just not count as a record?
It has an asterisk thing by it on his World Athletics page.
So he's got an asterisk.
Well, it has a
world asterisk record. So here's the thing now. When someone throws farther than the old record but shorter than this one,
he's going to do it
What
again.
are we going to do? What are we going to say?
You say when he...
So he is so good. His personal best is...
IRM. Has the marks IRM.
He's so good. His personal best is now better than the world record.
Yeah. I mean, let's see.
He is beyond world record.
It doesn't show up on his personal best, but it does show up on his results page. It was only...
Which makes total sense.
It's only 1 centimeter farther. We should say the reason why they invalidated the mark.
Yeah, let's go into it.
So they said that this was the Simplot Games in Idaho. The ring, the competition setup wasn't certified. Okay, basically. So the ring was too large. And they said the landing area where the shot landed was too downhill from the ring. So there's a distance it is allowed to be downhill. And they're saying that it exceeded the maximum allowable distance. Now, Crouser responded. He basically said, this isn't a new issue. It's the reason we have to put mats down to throw off a double plywood ring, because then it is a 1.5 elevated ring. It breaks the 1 in 1,000 rule. So I really don't understand where this ruling is coming from. So basically what he's saying is a throw under 19 meters wouldn't count because the drop would be too large. But once you get out past 23 meters, which is where he's throwing, then the distance is far enough to where the drop number would be in the allowable limit. A lot of numbers, a lot of craziness. Reminded me of last indoor season when they thought he broke the world record, but the lasers were misaligned. Weird stuff keeps happening. When you test the limits of how far a shot is thrown, this is what you get. All sorts of craziness. Good news, I think he's going to break it again and again and probably again.
So they measure it after he throws it or before he throws it?
Okay, this is the NBC article. It says a World Athletics spokesperson said the facility was not certified. The ring was found after a post-competition survey report through USA Track and Field to not be in compliance with World Athletics rules. And then they said the diameter of the circle was too large and the downward inclination of the landing area was more than the allowed at every measuring point between 10 and 25 meters. So they say it's every point between 10 and 25. He's saying from up to 19, it's cool, but beyond 23, it's fine. So
all right. I'm going to do a little bit of searching.
The maximum allowable downhill is 0.1% in the throwing direction. So all you physics experts out there, go crazy with this one. Have a good time.
I want to see if World Athletics, because he's thrown at the Simplot Games before, right?
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time he's thrown there? You know?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. This is not a new meet. This is not a fly-by-night operation. It's a pretty big deal competition out in Pocatello, Idaho.
See if I can find this. When would have been the last time he would have thrown there?
I have no clue.
I'm looking. High school?
He probably threw there in high school.
All right. When was he in high school? 2013?
Maybe they didn't have the exact same setup then, though.
No, I'm sure they did. I'm just going to say, like, it just doesn't make any sense that maybe they scrubbed all of his results. I'm trying to find if there's a Simplot game result.
So just so people know, there's a different process once a person breaks a world record for ratification. And it involves getting all the technical aspects all ironed out, making sure everything was above board, making sure, and some of those tracks and those and the field event equipment, some of that stuff's already pre-measured and pre-known, right? That's why they have IAAF certified tracks or World Athletics certified tracks. But they still go back and have to check things to make sure that the mark should be certified. I just think, yeah, this is just way too complicated.
Also, it's
so hard to figure out.
It's a very small percentage, like 0.1 in 1,000. Like, how do you measure something that's accurate?
Yeah, it's a good question.
They can't even measure time to that level.
But also, since he only broke it by 1 centimeter, I think he's going to do it again. Remember, this is the modified approach, too.
Yeah, no.
I'm not saying he's getting to 24 meters
His career
this
is
season.
going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not
He's
going
going
to
to recover from this.
He's going to be able to sleep at night, not having this one mark because he's
Has to be
thrown-
annoying, though.
It's annoying. It's also just annoying that this is how our sport works, where why is this discovered how many months after 3 months after 2 months after the fact and not discovered the day before the meet?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you think you would put it, the order of operations would be, let's make sure this is legal before we put someone out there?
Well, I think they don't assume a world record at every single site, which maybe you should do for Ryan Crouser.
Yeah.
There's
He
some
should have
sites
a personal world record certifier.
just go
assistant.
travels with him.
This travels with it. Him. So here's who gets.
That'd be a great segment on a very unsuccessful but highly watched track and field sketch comedy show. Hi, I'm Ryan Crouser's personal world record certifier.
And
what do? I follow Ryan around.
and it's a different personality for each person. So there's one that follows Ryan. There's
Yeah.
one that follows Mondo.
Yeah.
There's one that follows Sydney.
And there's a rivalry between them.
Yeah.
Like
and they're
who
all
has the measuring tape, who
the
has
best, who's like the best,
you have to,
most accurate to the 1/1000th of
yeah,
whatever.
They all race over to like look, make sure the wind gauge is all
And they all be like,
specced out.
oh, Sydney's world record ratifier is a lot simpler because they do time where
Yeah.
we do distance.
Exactly.
And it's harder to measure distance.
This could work. This has legs.
Did you pitch it to NBC?
Colt's
Peacock?
Colt's a media guy. Colt's a film guy.
We can make it work.
Who would need
Colt knows comedy.
So who would need world record ratifiers with them at all times?
Well, okay, obviously this has happened twice now for Crouser. So he gets the first one.
He gets the first.
And also his event, although it seems simpler, because there's so much chaos going on at a track meet, a lot of times the field events don't get the attention anyway. So I think the first one goes to Crouser.
Yeah, then you have Mondo, Sydney, and Kipchoge.
All right, so
Kipchoge's complicated because you got to measure a whole course.
Right, but then you're done pretty much.
Unless there's like an earthquake.
You don't need...
Or weather.
Yeah, yes, you're right.
Good point.
The wind.
No, because the wind doesn't matter. All that's done ahead of time. You just got to make sure all the drug testing protocols are good, and then you're fine. So I think Crouser number 1. I think Mondo number 2, because you could have an issue with the standard being incorrectly placed or measured. And then I think Sydney would be 3. She doesn't have to deal with the wind gauge in the 4 hurdles, but we saw last year the hurdles were placed in the wrong spot. Yeah, but she's 3rd, and then 4th is Kipchoge for the people who need a world record monitor.